Nice. Is that a comp? Yeah, comps are literally the only way to go. Ports are strictly for people who like flashbangs in their face. Yeah, at least I'm not rattling my fillings loose every time I shoot my gun. At least I can see my target while I'm shooting. You light up the whole firing line like it's a fucking 4th of July. It's called performance art, Todd. Maybe you've heard of it. Performance? You're losing like 100 feet per second with those ports. You might as well just take the bullets in your hands and throw it at the target. Please, dude, your comp sprays more gas than a Taco Bell drive-thru. That doesn't even make any sense. Whatever, dude. Fucking love Taco Bell. What do you prefer, ports or comps? Both of them. Said you can sleep on the job. You wanna go trade our guns in? Damn it. Tonight on POV, the Jacob Grey Nox9. Nox9 has been a very highly requested pistol. We haven't had this much hype on a 2011 in quite some time. I think everybody on Instagram has DM'd me wanting to see this on the channel. I've seen it in a bunch of different comment sections. I think there's a lot of interest in this. And by looking at it, you could probably guess why. We've never really seen anything like this on the market when it comes to a 2011. The concept of a grip like that is 100% new. We've never seen safeties like this. And then the obvious, it is ported and comped, which is not a typical thing you see from the factory. Typically, you either have a comped gun and you send it off to get ported, or you have a ported gun and you screw on a comp. It's not really that often you see ports and a comp from the factory, and I'm hoping we're going in that direction because that really just kind of settles the whole debate of ports over comps. You know, why not have both? If it's a possibility to keep my gun as flat as possible, why not? Unless, of course, you're running it for competition, yeah, you might not want that. So some of the features on this thing, obviously, your eyes go directly to this grip. Again, we've never really seen anything like this, and I gotta be honest, when I was scrolling through Instagram and initially seen this, I immediately thought it was a new offering from Infinity. It just looks like something Infinity would drop. And to find out it was from Jacob Grey, I was pretty happy because I knew that the price was going to be a little bit lower than Infinity. And I've been pretty happy with their products. This is the Hex. We did a review on this. This is just a little commander size ported 2011, double stack 1911. I really like this gun. So for them to drop something like this, I was pretty damn excited. And I'm hoping it holds up to the hype around it. So again, I think the only thing that sets this apart from the other 2011s on the market right now is this grip pattern. We got this giant palm swell in the back here. And I got to be honest, I was a little intimidated at first because I like the smaller grips. I have medium-sized hands, but in my personal experience, the smaller the grip, the less I have to reposition my hands while I'm firing. So typically I like smaller, slimmer grips. That being said, as soon as I put this thing in my hand, I was extremely impressed. I like the palm swell. It's fat where it needs to be, and I still get this good purchase. And this is where most of your grip comes into play. This just kind of opens up my hand and allows more of my offhand to get set on that grip. So not only is it very aesthetically pleasing, it is also very functional. Helps like a son of a bitch. I wish that we would see these grips get sold separately because I would run them on different 2011s that actually need, you know, some help with recoil management. This is, it's pretty unnecessary. You don't really need any help with recoil management. Ports and comps, this thing is flat as f. So another cool feature I actually really like, if you have been following the channel for a while, you know that I like the slimmer safeties on double stack 1911s. The reason being, I run my left hand very high when I'm shooting. And if this thing is big, I'll accidentally initiate it when I'm shooting. If I got any overhang right there, under recoil, I pop on the safety. That's why I don't like the Atlas safeties and stuff like that, them big giant shelves. It gets directly in my way and I'm gonna end up turning the safety on while I'm trying to shoot. Not ideal. So for that reason, I typically put on the carry size safeties just so I can eliminate that not being a possibility. It sucks because I do like the bigger paddles. They're easier to, you know, engage, but I flip them on with my left hand. So with the new Nox9, they made these straight. It doesn't have that curve like on traditional 2011. So even though it is big and oversized, I don't find myself riding that with my left palm right here. It still sits underneath of it, and under recoil, it's not engaging the safety. Huge fan of that. And again, Jacob Grey, can we get the grip? Can we get the safeties? Awesome 2011s, but also I want to run this on other stuff. Imagine like this stuff on a Prodigy or a Gerson. Like, you would elevate that like a son of a bitch. Some of the other features I really like is this trigger is extremely nice. It is a very light break and a very positive short reset. So although the price is about $5,800, which is a little, it's up there, you know, that's Nighthawk territory. So it's kind of up to you to decide, you know, which brand you should go with. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking. We're gonna do some shooting with this thing, run a couple drills, and then I'll give you my actual opinion of this gun towards the end of this video. We also brought out the high-speed camera, so we're gonna be able to see comps versus ports versus both of them in high-speed. Build drill. 102, 10 splits. Very nice, here you go. Shooter ready?
Yep.
Hey, that was good. 136.
Better than normal.
Build drill, part 2. It felt good. It was one flat. A lot easier when you don't have to pull it out of the holster. All right, 4 big ones, 2 apiece, from right about here. One 5 flat. Here you go, buddy. Shooter ready?
I guess. Overswing on the right every time.
250. So initial impressions, I absolutely love this thing. Even though it's a little bit heavier, it's incredibly easy to swing. Obviously, I just double tap 4 D-zone steel plates in 1.5 seconds. Pretty impressive. Granted, it's a 2011. All 2011s go f***ing fast. When it's that flat, I don't find myself having to re-grip or try to find my sight. I just know that it returned to 0 and I'm good to pull the trigger. It's very flat, it's got an awesome return, but I want to print that on a piece of paper. Normally, when you have a gun that is ported, it tends to open up your groups just a little bit, enough that you notice at a distance. When I back up to 100 yards, I notice that it's throwing. I could keep them on a D zone, but if I switch to a C, then I'm missing about 50% of the ammo. Now, with a compensated pistol, you don't really run into that. You can keep most of your ammunition on a C zone, still play it at 100 yards. Obviously, different manufacturers matter. Some barrels are more accurate than others. Ammunition matters, but typically when it comes to ports, you lose some accuracy. We'll find a random piece of trash cardboard and print some groups on this thing, see what we're getting for accuracy at different distances. And then, for shits and giggles, we'll back up to about 170 yards and see if we can keep it on a 12-inch plate over there. We'll just use this nice little Federal box because right now we're just shooting factory 115 Federal ammunition. We have put 500 rounds to this thing already. Trying to make it to an even 1,000 today. This is what we've gone through. These are all empty boxes. And so far we had 1 jam because I limp wristed the fuck out of it. Usually with a ported and compensated gun, you need to be able to have that grip pretty tight or that thing's not gonna cycle. It doesn't have enough inertia because you're losing all of your gases, so you need to actually hold on to it. Which unfortunately is why the Bull Armor UL comp got discontinued, because nobody knows how to hold on to a pistol. Everybody just assumed that it didn't run and it pisses me off. Learn how to hold your fucking gun so I can have cool shit. Sorry for yelling. I like that this is just my like mag dumping trash corner. There's just a bunch of remnants of dog shit. Nothing ever grows here. Just come over here and mag dump machine guns. It's America. All right, 7 yards. Just try to get a little groupie poo on this box here. Just go slow and see what it can do. What should I aim for? How about this hole right there? That's exactly where I'm gonna aim. I'm gonna do, what do you think, 5 shots? So I think my thumb was holding this slide, so I didn't get a chance to get that. Yeah, I'm just running my thumb up here, so any interference with the slide seems to slow that thing down enough that it's not picking up around. All right. Not my best group, but here's my aiming point. I threw a couple in here. I'm going a little bit high right, but still that's a pretty decent group. Again, I'm only at 7 yards, so. Anyways, 7 yards double tap. We'll see how the return to 0 looks. Here's my point of aim, and here's some of the double taps. So that's still 8 inches or so. So pretty good. Not bad, I'll take it. I kind of want to try to get a tighter grouping now that I know it's a little bit high. Let's back up to like 15 and see if we can group within this, because about 15 to 20 is where you start to see ports open up your group a little bit. Obviously, we got some user error in here. It's not like I'm benching this to get an actual grouping, so take it with a grain of salt. I'm just gonna go right in the center of that box there. Okay, that was even me speeding up a little bit. That's still a pretty tight group. This was my aiming point. So still a little bit high to really adjust that SRO, but this is not my gun. This gun, the right side of a fucking barn, we're gonna go to about 35. Now we should really see this thing open. Or maybe we won't. Find out next time. How far are we? 63 cunt hairs. I love that Americans will literally use everything other than the metric system. This is like 4,300 dicks. Getting sluggish. Ooh, I threw that one. All right, so the tolerances with the Jacob Grey Nox9 is extremely tight. Like, I get no wiggle, no wobble, nothing like that. Also, fun fact, my SRO is loose. The group is subpar. That could do it. Federal 115 could do it. Ports could do it. There's a bunch of factors. Definitely not because I was just absolutely yanking that trigger and I shot. That could be impossible. Anyways, the tolerances are incredibly tight on these things, so it is gonna require a ton of lube, and that is 700-ish rounds without cleaning or anything. We're getting dirty. I'm just gonna add some lubricant to it and then see how well it runs. The SRO is tight, which tells me, yeah, I can see a gap focus in right here. The plate is loose and the SRO is very much Loctited on that shit. So our accuracy testing is not going to be great because I can't get the SRO off to be able to tighten the plate. Anyways, let's go look at this group. All right, so my point of aim was this little black box right here. So again, super high, but that's, I even called it out the couple times I threw them. I mean, that's not bad for 30. All right, now we got the Phantom high-speed camera out just so we can see some muzzle rise between the ports, the comps, settle the argument once and for all. You ready? All right, now the Staccato XC. Now, I am just loosely holding onto these things and letting the gun do its thing. I'm not actually trying to drive this recoil, so if it looks weird in the slow-mo, it's just because I'm relaxed and pulling the trigger.
Got 24 hours to live and I ain't gonna waste it here.
All right, now we got the Nox9 ported and comped. Aim at the same spot, same hold. All right, start at 50. Nice. I'm aiming at the ground. Gotta aim lower at the ground. The further we back up, the lower I'm gonna have to aim because, you know, science or something. All right, 150-ish yards. Loose SRO, dog barking. I mean, that's pretty good consistency, honestly. That's stupid. That shouldn't happen. Double taps at 100. Walking. Jeez. All right, so conclusion, I really enjoy this gun. It's extremely comfortable. It's aesthetically pleasing as it's also extremely hot. I like how low the SRO fits in this. Obviously, I need to pull this off and Loctite this plate in here. The trigger's awesome. The safety's awesome. The grip, holy shit, I need this grip. I am a polymer frame kind of guy. I like the poly grips, but some of these metal frame grips are getting to me, man. And this thing is amazing. The magwell fit in this thing perfectly. It was easy to use. Trigger is absolutely phenomenal. Obviously, the recoil impulse is next to nothing. Obviously, we had a couple malfunctions, but I mean, it's a brand new gun. We ran the fuck out of it. The tolerances are extremely tight. So if you're gonna get this, you're gonna have to run the hell out of it, strip it, clean it, lube it, good to go. We just threw some lube in it and it was fine again. Jacob Grey is absolutely killing it with these things, but at $5,800, is this gonna be on your list? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. And don't forget, it's going to one of you guys. So if you're interested, link in the description.